I gave another girl my number yesterday when my wife and I had a date night, because we had a good conversation earlier and she wanted to be friends, and my wife absolutely blew up at me and accused me of cheating. Posted by you/Noah's Ark Rises. All the requirements, ages/genders, me, 33M, wife, 32F, Emma, 20F, I think. Length of relationship, married 7 years, 2 kids and 1 on the way. My wife and I had a date night yesterday. We had a reservation at a restaurant, got a sitter for the kids, and went out. The restaurant was overbooked, and we ended up getting delayed for almost 45 minutes. While we were waiting, I struck up a conversation with a young woman who was out with some friends. My wife ended up going back to the car to make some calls while I waited. The woman, Emma, and her group were delayed too, so we just talked about that. It turns out she goes to the same school I graduated from, so we were talking about that. It was just a nice conversation. I didn't think much of it. I was just being friendly. I had zero plans of anything more. I would never cheat on my wife. Ever. Emma did see my wife, and I did introduce my wife to her. My wife made some joking comment about her being my type. I laughed and admitted that she was attractive. My wife and I do this sort of thing all the time. We'll mention if someone is attractive, and she knows what my type is, and I know hers. We've never cheated on one another, and it's just harmless fun. My wife had no problems with me talking to her while we were waiting. We had a nice meal, and I went to grab our car while my wife waited inside. We had to park a couple blocks away, so I didn't want her to walk. I ran into the same girl from the restaurant on the walk to the car, and I said hi, and we talked for a bit. She mentioned that we should get coffee sometime if I wanted to. We had an interesting talk, and I thought it would be nice to finish it up sometime. And it was kind of flattering, so I didn't want to say no. I gave her my number, and she gave me hers. I brought the car back, and my wife and I drove home. On the way home, I got a couple texts from this girl saying, "Emma, hey, it was nice talking tonight. Much more interesting conversation than my normal friends. Haha, we should hang out together soon." I left my phone on the console, and we were using it for directions, so my wife saw the text immediately. She absolutely exploded at this and has not calmed down at all. The C word, cheating, has been thrown around by her, and she literally started crying. I did apologize, and I promised her I wasn't cheating. The thing is, I don't think I messed up at all. I feel like I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't ask for the girl's number. I didn't text her. Did I do anything wrong? Top/relevant comments. Commenter. How would you feel if you went out to dinner with your wife, she struck up a conversation with a hot college guy, and gave him your number? This situation didn't just happen. You chose to start a conversation with a stranger while you waited for a table with your wife. You gave this girl your number, and it was all about your ego. No one can know what Emma's intentions are. Maybe she was hitting on you, maybe she was hoping to get a job connection. But your intentions are clearly about your own ego and show a lack of regard for your wife. You don't think you did anything wrong because you didn't ask for her number, but you shouldn't have given her your number. It also reflects poorly on you that on a night out without your kids, your instinct was to chat with a random girl rather than your wife. You didn't cheat, but you have a serious lack of loyalty. Ops downvoted response. I'd be very surprised if a hot college guy was interested in a heavily pregnant woman. That aside, yeah, I'd be kind of annoyed. It wasn't a job connection thing, her major is completely different than what I do. It's an interesting perspective you have. I appreciate it. I do think some of this was an ego thing. It felt good, and it was nice to know someone other than my wife was into me. I think it was basically harmless though. Commenter 2. Your wife is pregnant, and you are letting a hot 20-year-old co-ed hit on you. I'm sure you think your intentions are pure, and I'm equally sure hers aren't, and deep down, yours probably aren't entirely noble either. The attention and interest from a younger woman must feel good. But you got the attention, so drop it, and leave Emma alone. It's pretty easy to understand why your pregnant wife is hurt. Commenter 3. You crossed the line. How do you not see that what you did was totally inappropriate? When she offered her number, the only appropriate response would have been, "It was nice chatting, but I don't think that's appropriate," and keep walking. In what universe is a married father of almost 3 going to be hanging out with a college girl, and his pregnant wife is going to be okay with it? That's borderline delusional. Ops downvoted response. You don't think that type of response is rude? She was being so nice and flirty with me. Telling her that is kind of jerkish. It's not the way I roll. I wasn't going to do anything with her. I've gotten numbers on other occasions and kept up brief texting conversations with other women. It's usually friendly, and I've never overstepped my bounds. I wouldn't have hung out with her. Update 1 month later. I'm married, 33M. I've been seeing this girl, Emma, 20F, for the last 3 weeks. It's been a pretty intense affair, and I really like her, but I'm not leaving my wife and kids. We've just basically been casually dating and talking a lot, having lots of awesome segs, and just having a good time. She is aware of my attached status. First, on Friday night, she told me she loves me, and she has never felt this way about anyone. And now her texts to me are full of I love you and heart emojis and all of that. It can't work if she feels this way about me. I was only looking for something fun, safe, and risk-free. I think it's a little too risky if she feels this way about me. Before I get flamed for the cheating, I do have my reasons, and this is the first and only time I've cheated. My wife has accused me of cheating for years, and I finally reached my breaking point. If I'm going to be accused, I may as well do it. I've always had this itch to mess around, but I've never had the opportunity until now. I really think I got it out of my system, so to speak. Honestly, I've thought about divorce briefly, but we do have a family with 2.5 kids, one guy on the way, so it's not really a realistic option. I think the marriage is fixable, and once I end the affair, I will focus on making it up to her. My question now too, the sub, is how can I end this affair? I know I have to because Emma is getting way too attached. I have to be careful in how I end it because she really can screw me over by going to my wife. I also want to be sensitive to her feelings because she is a wonderful person who I do have feelings for. If I wasn't married, who knows? But I am, and it can't continue. I know that. I just need some advice on finding a way to put an end to this without risking my marriage. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. Introduce her to your wife. Ops downvoted response. Emma does know I'm married. We just don't talk about that. It's weird, like some unspoken agreement we have. I know you are joking, but I can't have my wife find out. That is the number one goal right now, to make this go away without my wife learning anything. Commenter 2. You risked your marriage as soon as you started this affair. Break it quick and clean. Any other way is going to severely mess up the situation even more. If you really wanted your marriage to work, it would not have come to you making it up to her after slipping and landing D-first into a crazy girl. Ops downvoted response. A quick and clean approach might hurt and anger Emma, at which point she would have nothing to lose. I want her to want to break up with me too. If I dump her suddenly, she is going to be spurned, and who knows what will happen. I'm trying to be careful and avoid any blowback. Commenter 3. So, you don't want to hurt Emma, but you have no problem hurting your wife and your children? Ops downvoted response. Not true. Hurting Emma would hurt my wife and kids because she may reveal my affair. If it comes between Emma and my family, I choose my family every time. Second update 1 week later. I debated posting an update or not, since the reception I've had on this sub has been icy, at best. But I've already posted my story here, so I may as well keep at it. Yes, I'm cheating, so there is that. I understand a lot of people don't support that, but just realize it's very complicated and I am trying to put an end to this. I feel like the unluckiest cheater in the world. Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong. Every cliché has basically happened to me. I just wanted to live a little, have that quick affair, and get back to my wife and marriage. Asked for advice about a week or so ago. I tried to break up with Emma. I told her my wife was getting suspicious and we both deserved better. I told her she was an awesome girl and deserved to have someone all for herself. Her response, I'll wait for you. I love you more than I know possible. It's not even been a month of us being together. I ended things with her, and she kept texting me and asking me to talk to her. I met up with her on Friday to have a closure type deal. I'm a corny idiot. I screwed her in the back of my Jeep, which sent the wrong message. I told her we can't do this anymore and didn't talk to her Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday. Yesterday she begs me to talk to her, so I go to her place. We end up talking way longer than we should, and some things go down. I just wish she would leave me alone. She is clingy and needy and honestly pretty effing crazy. Not what I signed up for. I'm like dying under the stress and drama. I have a hormonal, pregnant wife and 2 young kids. I don't need this crap. And the guilt is starting to get at me. I don't know what I'm going to do. I honestly do not even want to continue the affair at this point. I'm not sure what my next move is. Just feel like venting right now. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. When I was around that age, I fell for an older guy who, like you, I think, really just didn't want to lay it on the line and be the level of jerk he was actually being. Also, I think he kinda liked it that a 19-year-old girl was that into him and that he was effing one. I too kept making really pathetic approaches and asking for closure, and like you, he kept stringing me along because he didn't want to be the sort of jerk that says, look, okay, you're really young, and your body is rocking, and it kinda turned me on that at my age I could still get someone like you. But I don't want you. I never did. I never will. I love my wife. I used you. I never had any intention of entering into some sort of relationship with you. Fact is, like most people your age, lacking a certain level of life experience, you're pretty vapid. There's a reason we always end up effing. The alternative is talking to you, and I can't tolerate that because it just makes me want to get home to my wife because I don't have to explain my jokes or my pithy references to her. Or what the word pithy means. So for F's sake, strum up some effing dignity, and go find a 20-yo boy to F you senseless and leave me the F alone. You were a lay, not a life choice. I just made the mistake of thinking you were intellectually mature enough to recognize that, and I was wrong, you're not. That is closure. That lets her know exactly where the F she stands. Write it out on a effing note card and read it to her. Believe it or not, while she may hate you for it now, later, she'll feel blessed that she didn't end up wasting months or years on you. Ops downvoted response. I'm copying this. It's bad to say, but I was just using her. It was more than segs, kind of, but it was also just segs. I screwed with her a bit early on by coming on hard and romantic. I needed the excitement. I don't need, and didn't expect, this level of craziness. Did you just leave after the guy dropped that on you? Commenter. Yup, and not only that, he'd been stringing me along for so long that I ended up doing this utterly crazy BTCH routine and shrieking C? Was that so effing hard, you jerk? At him. Because in the end, I really just wanted to know where the F I stood. In retrospect, it was clear quite early on that he didn't really want me, but he wouldn't say it. He didn't want to be the bad guy. I had to force him to tell me I was wasting my time. It took me a bit longer to get over that I wasn't going to win him over with the strength of my love and devotion. At that age, you think that your inherent self-worth is some sort of guarantor that others will value as much as you deserve. It's not. But that was less about him and more about learning that the world is not a romantic comedy. Third update 1 week later. Decided to post an update to this thread since I have made some progress with ending things with Emma, and a couple people did request it. Read all the replies and messages last time, but it started to get ugly, so I decided to take a step back. My apologies for not responding. Also, just a simple request. No more PMs. Background is I am a married man that had a 1-month affair that I regret deeply. I am working on ending the affair and ending contact with the woman I cheated on my wife with. I've really struggled with ending things with her. I've tried multiple times to end it since we hooked up, and I finally ended things last week. I haven't responded to any of her messages since then, and I have not seen her in person since October 6th. We haven't had sex since October 3rd. I am still getting messages from her, however. I've been doing a lot of reading and thinking on how to handle a breakup, and most of the advice is not geared towards someone in my situation with an affair. I've been trying a lot of different things to end the relationship, and I have come to the conclusion that Emma is just crazy. There is no other explanation. My main concerns right now are ending the affair and ending any emotions I have towards Emma, and making sure my wife never finds out. I've stressed to Emma she cannot talk to my wife ever. I don't think Emma is going to talk to my wife since she has never mentioned it. I've also built my wife up as someone who will take it out on her, so I think she is afraid of that coming out. It is in the back of my mind, though. If I push her too far, she won't care and will talk. My problem is I'm still getting texts from her. On a daily basis. It is really, truly unbelievable at this point. We weren't even together for that long. Some of the texts are harmless. Things like, "Hey Noah, I was just thinking of you," or "miss you." Which is okay, I suppose. It's just hard because I asked her not to text me, and she keeps up with it. I'm either going to get caught by my wife or succumb again. My reason for posting is yesterday morning, Sunday, she sent me a sultry pic but acted like it was going to someone else. It was her tits with her hands covering them, and the text said, "Last night was super fun, Danny." My name is not Danny. Either she accidentally sent it to me, or it was some weird attempt to make me jealous, which I admit it did a little. I didn't bite and respond, though. I have another post up where someone was telling me I like her attention. Which, after thinking about it for a bit, I have to agree is true. I like that she wants me. That she is in love with me, or feels like she is, rather. I love that if I wanted, I could go and screw her right now, and she would let me. It's addicting. And so effing wrong. I know what is important. It's my wife and our family. I know that. And I am trying to forget Emma and what we did. I'm just struggling to detox myself of Emma. And she is making it so effing difficult for me by continuing contact. Right now I'm just hoping to vent a little and maybe talk this out. My focus is to keep up no contact with Emma. I debated offering to be friends with her, but that is incredibly stupid and tempting, and I don't think that is a good idea. My other goal is to really get to a point of not caring about her. I'm still hooked on her. Every time I whack off, I am thinking about her, and I am using her pics to help. The hardest part is there is no sexual outlet for me right now, and I am a very high drive person, so it's really very alluring to just go and screw her. I don't know how to forget her. And then there is the problem of her suffering from this same thing but seemingly worse. I haven't told her I am thinking about her, but she makes it clear to me that she is thinking about me and wants me. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. You're not a smart man. Ops downvoted response. I certainly haven't been smart in how I've handled this affair, for sure. I'm trying to do right by my family, though. I've made some mistakes. I'd like to think I am starting to change my ways. Commenter 2. Good luck with that. All I can say is that, based on your comment history, it seems like you've ditched the idea of your wife being a sexual part of your life for a while. Poor lady. Ops downvoted response. Thanks. It's not that I've ditched that idea, it's that it's not feasible. My wife has no sex drive whatsoever at the moment, and we've always struggled with pregnant sex, and there are some medical concerns as well. All combined, these are resulting in us not having any intimacy. So that isn't a part of our life right now. It's not me rejecting her. Once we are in the clear, my goal is to ratchet that back up to how we were before the affair and everything. I do want to have a rocking sex life with my wife and to be happy with her alone. Additional info from Op. No one is probably reading this at this point, so I'm going to put this to word for my benefit alone. I screwed up. I talked to Emma again. I'm not sure what my problem is at this point. I know it's wrong. I know what I have to lose. I know talking to her is only going to cause us all more pain, but I still do it. I was reading through the messages that she had sent me while I was waiting for my kids' class to end about an hour ago, and I smiled, and I started to miss her. It's cute that she cares about me, crazy but endearing in a way. So I called her, and we talked. Not for a long time, but still too long. I just asked her how she was feeling, and we caught up. I asked her if she really hooked up with someone else, and she admitted she didn't, which was a relief. She asked me why I wasn't responding, and I told her I said I wasn't going to, but that I was reading them and that I wanted to talk to her. She asked me to see her tomorrow, and I hemmed and hawed, but I'm probably going to go. I'm not strong enough to end this. I think I need it. I need her. It doesn't mean I don't love my wife or I don't care about my wife or my family. It's just on the side. It doesn't take anything away from them. I can't just stay celibate for months at a time. I don't even get affection at home. It's difficult. I love my wife, and I understand why it's not happening with us, but it still is just hard. And then to have Emma want me. I don't think many people would say no. If it starts up again, which I think it probably will, I'm going to be safer. Condoms every time. I am going to be explicit with Emma that I will not ever leave my wife. I'll also be kinder to Emma. I have screwed with her emotionally too, and I will try to make it clear this isn't a forever thing. Fourth update 1.5 weeks later. I've been posting fairly frequently on this sub about this situation, and I wanted to post a last update since a lot of people have taken time to read and advise me. What I've decided to do is contrary to 99% of the advice I've received, and I still do have some regrets, but I sincerely believe this is the best possible approach. Yes, it is selfish. No other way to put it. I've tried several times to call off the affair, and time again I haven't been strong enough. Around the last time I posted, I ended up talking to Emma, after a week of no contact, and we fell back into the affair. I have explained some things to her, and I have told her that I can't ever leave my wife, and that this can't be long term. I've promised to stop jerking her around so much, and I'm going to work on being there for her more. We've been in our relationship 2.0 for about a week now, and it's been good. The sex is great, and we are getting into a more comfortable routine. I am working hard to be better to her. It's been nice. We see each other almost every day, and we talk regularly. Some logistics things need to be worked out, but I think we are in a relationship that is mutually beneficial. I don't want this to go on forever though, and I will work on repairing our marriage too. I'm trying to do more to help my wife with our kids and take some pressure off her. This isn't a decision I've made easily, and it's not even something I'm proud of. I just know I'm not strong enough to not cheat. It's too easy, too tempting, and honestly, too much fun. I know still that I do love my wife, and I do love our family, and I don't want a divorce. I've thought what I would do if my wife found out. I've obsessed about what would happen, and I think I would beg my wife for a second chance. I would confess and end this. But there are certain reasons why the affair helps me right now, primal reasons, and I don't think my wife would just forgive me if I admitted to cheating. I've actually brought it up subtly by talking about Arnold, and my wife's opinion on him is extremely harsh. So I can't imagine how she would feel about me, her own husband. I think it's very complicated, all of this. It's never so simple. I always thought someone should never cheat, they should leave. But it's not that easy. There are so many complications. It's not that simple. Thanks to everyone who has chimed in with comments and advice. I especially appreciate the kind PMs I received in the last couple weeks. And thanks to the harsher comments too. I needed to be blasted a lot, and the verbal lashings have helped me with managing my guilt in a way. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. This has been an entertaining series of posts. You have done Reddit a great service. It makes us all feel good to know that no matter how low down and stupid each of us might get, we know that there is someone lower down and stupider. Thanks, Noah. Commenter 2. What the hell is wrong with you? Ops downvoted response. Honest answer. I don't know. Commenter 3. Whatever you do, be sure to update us again later when you decide to call it off again. Think of it as a public service. Edit, or when Emma gets pregnant. Ops downvoted response. This is the last update, thus last in the title. I think I've posted enough. I'm done with the together or not drama. I've committed to the affair for the next few months, at least. And Emma is not getting pregnant. We are being safe. Editor's note. Ops posts were from 13 years ago, and he has not made any new updates since. It's unknown if his affair was ever exposed to his wife, or if he eventually cut off Emma completely.